Why are we stressing? Yeah, he might owe 50 million.
Just with those two fights, Canelo and the Pacquiao fight, 400 million, just with those two fights.
Imagine getting a letter from the IRS saying you owe millions in taxes. That is how Floyd Mayweather got knocked out by the IRS.
Stephen A. Smith, renowned for his unfiltered commentary, has called out Floyd Mayweather regarding his ongoing financial disputes. Smith challenged how someone who boasts about earning hundreds of millions per bout hasn't resolved his outstanding obligations, particularly with federal tax authorities. He emphasized that an athlete of Mayweather's caliber shouldn't find himself entangled in such predicaments, arguing it damages his enduring reputation. Smith's critique exposes the disconnect between Mayweather's public persona of limitless riches and the monetary complications he continues to face.
It comes up to about $140 million that you're throwing around. I don't understand this, but here's all I gotta say. For those of you that are looking at him and you're saying to yourself, excuse me, according to the reports, he makes about $1.5 million per show or whatever. Why are we stressing?
Throughout his analysis, Smith expressed bewilderment at Mayweather's fiscal decisions, stating it defies logic for someone with such massive earnings to remain connected to these concerns. He argued that Mayweather's conduct isn't merely financially questionable, but also damaging to his standing within athletic circles. Smith's perspective emphasizes the crucial nature of sound money management for high-profile athletes. He views Mayweather's circumstances as a cautionary tale about the consequences of poor wealth stewardship and its potential impact on one's lasting influence.
You know, kind of sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing.
Floyd Mayweather, famously dubbed Money Mayweather, has frequently displayed his enormous wealth, claiming he earned approximately $400 million from just 2 bouts against Pacquiao and Canelo Alvarez. The 2015 Pacquiao encounter alone generated over $400 million, with Mayweather securing the majority portion. Despite these astronomical earnings, he faced financial scrutiny when the IRS imposed a lien for $22.2 million in overdue taxes from 2015. This development sparked serious questions about his financial stewardship, particularly given his self-promotion as extraordinarily affluent. Mayweather countered by asserting he had already remitted $26 million in taxes that year. He also disputed the IRS assertions, claiming his financial empire remained robust while dismissing concerns about his obligations. This disparity between his public declarations and tax complications demonstrates the complexities of managing substantial wealth and underscores why financial prudence matters, even for highest-earning competitors.
Knight is fighting again, and they say that he's fighting for money. How could that be?
Your team. You know, it's all about who you surround yourself with. I don't know who's his promoter. I gave him the option before. Well, me and Manny spoke before about fighting the first time. I think I offered him, 40 million. I don't know if it was, but I told him I would wire him 20 million within 48 hours. And then at that particular time, he said he wanted 50-50, and he got off the phone. And at that time, I think I was going to make for that fight probably 75 million at that time, somewhere upwards of 75 million. But it's all about timing. I took my time, I waited, we communicated.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. frequently discusses his transformation from challenging beginnings to becoming one of history's most accomplished athletes. During his New Jersey upbringing, he resided in a cramped one-bedroom unit with multiple relatives while enduring hardships like utility disconnections. His mother struggled with substance abuse while his father Floyd Sr. served extended prison sentences throughout his formative years. Nevertheless, Mayweather discovered purpose through boxing. He once declared that he essentially parented himself, demonstrating the self-reliance he developed early on. His father, also a pugilist, instilled discipline and concentration while counseling him to minimize media exposure and allow his achievements to communicate. Mayweather's philosophy emerges in his statement that nothing is ever sufficient, revealing his relentless ambition and disregard for external judgments. He has consistently remained composed amid criticism while maintaining focus on his objectives. His path demonstrates his resolve and how he overcame adversity to dominate his profession.
Before I can take care of anyone outside the home, I must take care of home first. So what I believe in every day is I strengthen my children and my family by giving them wisdom about life. In the boxing world, my dad taught me also, the less you get hit, the longer you can last in the sport of boxing. That's anything in life. For a person that's working a 9 to 5, an everyday job, you want to take as less punishment as possible on the job so you can last a very long time and feed your family. And then my dad also taught me this. It's never good enough. No matter what, it's never good enough.
Stephen A. Smith has additionally condemned Floyd Mayweather for participating in exhibition matches against inferior challengers like Conor McGregor. Smith wondered why Mayweather, who has already accumulated massive sums including roughly $280 million from the McGregor bout, continues accepting these contests. He considers these fights prioritize profit over genuine athletic competition. Smith contended this diminishes Mayweather's reputation, asserting that upon reaching such heights, not everyone merits sharing the canvas with him, even post-retirement. He believes these adversaries don't equal the caliber Mayweather encountered during his peak years and could tarnish his standing. Smith also highlighted the paradox between Mayweather's income and his documented financial troubles like the $22.2 million IRS lien from 2015. He questioned how someone so prosperous could encounter such difficulties and recommended improved fiscal oversight could avoid them. Mayweather has also gained attention for publicly displaying his fortune. In May 2024, reports suggested he distributed $30,000 cash to 3 homeless individuals near Los Angeles, with the story circulating online and drawing widespread praise. However, skepticism emerged when he posted from Dubai shortly afterward. His Dubai presence during that period caused people to wonder whether the charitable act actually occurred or if the account was embellished. The timing of his social media updates created doubt about his involvement in the alleged incident.
So where is Floyd Mayweather? Is he still stuck in Dubai? Is he back in the United States? Because there's been a lot of contradicting stories coming out about this, but we do have an update of exactly what's going on. And I do think there is some lying involved. I don't know who's lying, but somebody is lying. And that's what we're going to figure out in today's video. By the end of this video, I hope we figure out where Floyd Mayweather is. So on the 2nd of May, TMZ came out with this article. It says Floyd Mayweather gives $30K to group of homeless men before Clippers game. Now this comes amid, rumors of Floyd Mayweather being stuck in Dubai because he owes people money. And, these are coming from trustworthy sources, Gervonta Davis, Floyd Mayweather, people who know about Floyd Mayweather's inner life. But back to TMZ. So they reported Floyd Mayweather was courtside for last night's pivotal Clippers versus Mavericks game. But before money got to the arena, he was handing it out, blessing 3 homeless men with $30K. Now, there are no pictures, there is no video of this happening, but there is an official TMZ article, and TMZ usually gets it right. TMZ also said, we're told Mayweather began talking to the guys and decided he wanted to help, so he busted out his backpack and blessed each guy with 10 racks.
This scenario illustrates the complexities of public perception and the difficulties celebrities encounter in managing their image. Floyd Mayweather recently claimed he performed a charitable gesture in Los Angeles, with the story gaining widespread circulation. However, the timing of this assertion caused public skepticism. Simultaneously, he appeared in Dubai, prompting many to question whether the charitable event truly occurred or was fabricated to enhance his reputation. The discrepancy between reports and his actual whereabouts raised doubts about his motivations. While philanthropy can boost a celebrity's standing, a fraudulent or ambiguous claim can instead harm it. In Mayweather's situation, the gap between what was reported and what was observed damaged his trustworthiness and suggested the gesture was more about publicity than authentic assistance. This demonstrates how easily audiences can be deceived and why consistency matters for public personalities. Ultimately, this incident further compromised his reputation. Floyd Mayweather, once celebrated as the greatest, now confronts questions about his financial management. Despite earning enormous sums including approximately $220 million from his 2015 Pacquiao fight, he has encountered IRS difficulties. In 2017, the IRS filed a federal tax lien against him for $22.2 million from 2015. Mayweather responded by requesting additional time from the U.S. tax court until after his 2017 McGregor fight, which was projected to generate substantial revenue. He clarified that his wealth was invested in assets and not readily accessible for immediate payment. Nevertheless, the IRS maintained that given his earnings, he possessed adequate resources for payment. This situation sparked public discussion about his finances, with many questioning his expenditure patterns and the actual stability of his wealth. Though Mayweather continues participating in exhibition contests, he claims he does so for pleasure rather than financial necessity.
Yes.
But he's just flaunting, as you said, he's flaunting his opulence. He's also flaunting basically his middle finger at the IRS. You cannot do this.
No.
You will lose. This is one foe you can't outrun or outdance or outsmart or play defense on. You just can't get away with it. You can try for a while, but the clock is just, that meter is just running and running and running, and it's just going straight up. Interest and penalty.
Yes.
As we speak. Another day just passed, another interest penalty. And I don't get Floyd, because he's so out there with it,
Yes.
as you say, on Instagram. So it's not like he's trying to hide his opulence. He is throwing it out for all to see with all those cars and all the, it's outrageous, and he's earned it.
Joe Rogan recently expressed his astonishment regarding Floyd Mayweather's lavish lifestyle and financial approach. During a podcast, Rogan responded dramatically to Mayweather's collection of luxury possessions, including timepieces worth millions and substantial diamond holdings. Rogan observed that maintaining such expenditure levels requires continuous income streams. Mayweather's finances have faced scrutiny, particularly concerning his tax obligations. In 2017, the IRS filed a lien claiming he owed $22.2 million from 2015, coinciding with his enormous earnings from the Pacquiao fight. Despite claiming to have paid $26 million, problems persisted. More recently, in 2024, he remitted over $18 million to the IRS, indicating ongoing tax matters even after retirement. These facts demonstrate that even highest earners can struggle with money management. Rogan's observations serve as reminders that financial responsibility remains crucial regardless of income levels.
Money to the IRS. How much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No.
It's just neglect to pay.
Neglect. And it's also like, I think, and there is like a truth to this, he makes so much money, there's probably a point when they're like, hey, it's time to pay your taxes. And you go like, all right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, that's true, but you owe 50 more. And he's just like, that can't be right. I've given you $25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has $15 million worth of cars.
Congrats.
He could liquidate those assets. Floyd Mayweather's former accountant Dave Hall has described how casually the fighter regarded substantial monetary amounts. Hall revealed that Mayweather would frequently dismiss figures like $100,000 or even $50,000 as insignificant. For him, these sums held no importance, demonstrating his perception of money as perpetually accessible rather than requiring careful monitoring. However, this mindset concerns serious investors. Hall explained that when handling major assets like commercial properties or shopping centers worth $100,000, even a $10,000 profit taxed at higher rates of 37 to 40% instead of 20 to 24% can result in substantial losses. This situation demonstrates why meticulous tax strategy is essential, especially with potential policy modifications that could increase future taxation. Mayweather's methodology exemplifies how overlooking financial particulars can generate significant hazards.
How much money do you have in your bank account?
Which account? Which bank?
You have more than one account?
Absolutely.
I don't even have one account. Give me the amount of money you have in one of your accounts.
200 million? 300 million?
Dollars?
Yeah, in different accounts.
Floyd Mayweather's former accountant further disclosed his casual approach toward money, noting that sums like $100,000 or even $50,000 appeared meaningless to him. According to the accountant, these figures had zero impact on him. This mentality concerned affluent investors who recognized that even these amounts can create significant differences. The accountant clarified that for individuals managing substantial investments, minor tax rate adjustments can produce major consequences. For instance, a $10 million profit from property or commercial real estate taxed at 37 to 40% versus 20 to 24% creates substantially higher tax obligations. This emphasizes the necessity for strategic planning and tax regulation awareness. Mayweather's attitude towards such specifics has generated questions about his overall wealth management. Although he has profited considerably from boxing, this conduct suggests insufficient focus on preserving and expanding his fortune. These practices demonstrate the dangers accompanying large-scale money handling without adequate oversight.
Not going to be able to do a solo 401k, but you can do solo self-directed 401ks, $20,500 contribution that can go in there from you. You can also have employers. I mean, you can get up to 50, I think it's actually $64,000 into those this year. So, I mean, again, large amounts you can get inside of there, which if you got the extra money, then builds up to where you can buy properties. Maybe initially you're just doing loans, but over time you're starting to buy actual assets inside of there, and all that's growing tax-free.
Yeah. So do you see any issues coming up front? Any issues coming up, or any challenges, or anything that can affect, tax changes that are coming? Obviously, tax rates are going up, but anything that's, anyone that's listening, that's a real estate investor, should be aware of, or?
Yeah. The biggest thing that they're talking about is increasing the long-term capital gains rate, getting it back up to ordinary tax. Now, what's being discussed is anything over $1 million transaction. So you'd have many people that are getting into just residences, making 100, 200 grand here or there, $50,000 not going to affect. But for those large investors, obviously that's becoming very concerning, because if you've got a building, big mall or something else, it could be worth $100 million. All of a sudden you've got a $10 million profit on there that's now going to be taxed at 37 or 40 versus 20 to 24. Huge difference. So that's the biggest one people are keeping their eye on. There are some discussions that the step up in basis would go away with death, that people would no longer be able to get real estate with the step up in basis. But both of these have kind of fizzled. Again, they were part of Build Back Better that President Biden could never get enough support for. And with all the other economic issues that are going on right now, they basically put it all on hold and said, look, we're not going to make any of these big changes until we can get inflation and some of these other things under control.
I saw a thing the other day that I guess it was up to 9.1% inflation.
Yeah.
And it just, was that yesterday, I think. It
Yesterday,
was all over Facebook that it went up like even more. And I know that we got quoted on a refinance for like 8%.
Floyd Mayweather's business associate has revealed concerning information about his financial circumstances. Despite earning over $1.2 billion throughout his career, his extravagant lifestyle pressures his accumulated wealth. Although generating millions annually, his excessive expenditures exceed his income. Mayweather purchases luxury vehicles, private aircraft, and expensive real estate, with reports indicating monthly expenses reaching hundreds of thousands. His associate explained that even with $100 million earnings, spending can surpass that amount. This strain intensifies with tax obligations, including substantial IRS debts. While positioning himself among the wealthiest athletes, these revelations suggest his finances may not be as secure as portrayed. The combination of excessive spending and significant obligations raises questions about his wealth's sustainability. Mayweather's financial conduct emphasizes proper money management importance regardless of earnings. Despite his enormous boxing and business income, his spending patterns have created serious debt obligations. This mismanagement has resulted in legal complications, including tax disputes and unpaid compensation. His situation clearly demonstrates that without appropriate planning, even the wealthiest individuals can encounter financial difficulties.